When you want to begin a novena, so it ends on Divine Mercy Sunday, you begin it on Good Friday. So a group of us got together early in the morning, and we started praying the Divine Mercy Chaplet on Good Friday morning. And we met every morning to pray the chaplet and the novena prayers. Now, the other guys, they had an intention. You know, they were praying for something specifically. But I didn't have a particular intention. I remember because the other guys were talking about what they were praying for. But for me, I remember saying to them, well, I don't really have one. I just figure it's prayer, right? It's good. And she sounded very distraught, and I didn't understand why she was calling. And she said, Patrick, I have some questions for you. I said, sure, what's wrong? And she said, well, if you take your own life, can you go to heaven? And my first thought was, you know, I just entered the seminary. That's a really heavy question. I'm not sure I can answer that. I don't know how to answer that. I knew this, that we could trust in God's mercy. I knew that the saints who have written about similar, very dark and difficult circumstances told us never to sell short God's mercy. So I simply responded and I said, you know, I don't know that I'm really well equipped to answer these questions, but I would just tell you that we should trust always in God's mercy. My cousin, who was 28 years old, went to church with his parents yesterday. That was Easter Sunday. And then he came home, he went into the other room, and he shot himself. I said, I'm so sorry. Please, tell his parents that I will pray for him. And then I asked her, I said, well, what's his name? And she said, his name is Pablo. And I said, I promise you, I'll pray for Pablo. So when I hung up the phone, I knew right then and there that this was my intention for the Divine Mercy Novena. I was going to pray for Pablo. Divine Mercy Sunday rolls around. And then Monday morning, I'm in the chapel, and we're about to begin Mass. And I've been praying, now that I've completed the whole novena, I'm praying about this young man and his family. And I'm praying that Pablo can find the mercy of God. And so I was distracted through the whole Mass. You probably don't know what that's like, do you? To be distracted, to have other thoughts? No. And for those of you who didn't even understand what I asked, you are already distracted, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. I was distracted the whole time. And so we get to the point of the sign of peace. And the priest says, the peace, Lord, be with you all. And at that time we said, and also with you. And I have this question, where is Pablo on my mind? And this seminarian who was like in his third year of theology, much older than me in a different class, was standing next to me. His name was Scott, and he turns to me and he says, peace be with you, Pablo.
Oh my gosh.
I said, excuse me? And he looked at me and he said, oh, Patrick, I'm so sorry. I don't know why I just called you that. I'm so sorry. Well, he noticed that I turned white. I'm not lying to you and I'm not exaggerating when I tell you I have formulated in my mind this simple question, where is Pablo? And he turns around during the Mass and says, peace be with you, Pablo. And when you listen to the readings tomorrow, you're going to notice that these are the resurrection accounts on Divine Mercy Sunday, where Jesus appears, and what does he say over and over and over again? Peace be with you on Divine Mercy Sunday. I was shocked. After the Mass, I was so visibly shaken by this response of Scott, by calling me Pablo, that he approached me and apologized. Because if I don't know what happens at that moment, I'm not going to figure out how I want to live. I better figure out whether or not that if it ends all here, or if there's something more. And so this question became the most pressing question of my life, and perhaps the most important. And as you can see, it had real effect. I'm standing on it here, middle-aged. I like to think I'm middle-aged now, but maybe not old age, but middle age, in front of you as a priest. Not perfect. If we choose that path that lies before us, that is formed by Christ, walking with Christ, then we know, as St. Paul tells us, that we who live with Christ will die with Christ and will rise with him. And we will live. And you're at the beginning of your lives making important decisions about your path. And so remember, Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. So God bless you. Have a wonderful pilgrimage. I hope that you have a great day. Oh, thank you so much. My people from St. Thomas are applauding. How merciful. Thank you very much. I hope you have a wonderful day.